Datway Jones, raw and uncut.
Yo, 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 yo. What up? What it do, YouTube? Yep, that's right. It's your boy. It's that boy they call Lamont. Datway Jones back in the building. Yep, you heard it right. It's that boy they call Lamont. Datway Jones back in the building. And with that being said, my good people, I just want to thank everybody who decided to stop and rock with that boy, Lamont, Datway Jones, this way, you dig? And with that being said, my good people, topic of discussion is something that I have been meaning to pretty much comment, blog, and address for quite some time. And the reason I say quite some time, because see, this, and how can I put this? The reason I say that, okay, no, I did not sleep on this, is what I'm trying to say. And the reason I'm clarifying this is because this just goes to show you this story that I am about to speak on, this topic I'm about to speak on, my people, you dig? This just goes to show that the mainstream media does not really, cover these type of stories for whatever reason. I don't know why. But anyway, with that being said, I am about to go ahead and cover this story like I should have did a long time ago when they first, passed this bill or whatever, which I feel like is something that should have been passed. But a lot of people slept on this. I noticed because of what I just pretty much basically said. When it comes to these type of topics, these are the topics that pretty much let you know that mainstream media does not cover for whatever reason, you dig? Anyway, with that being said, my good people, last year, back in 2019, believe it or not, and like I said before I speak on this is something that I feel like they should have really, went hard on when it comes to mainstream media. In other words, when it comes to covering these type of things. Anyway, back in 2019, Oregon Senate passes, they decided to pass a bill punishing racist 911 callers. Now, with that being said, let me break this down for you people. Now, this bill actually allows victims, of these calls to actually sue a 911 caller for as much as $250, okay? Now, with that being said, my good people, if you are someone, who, happens to watch my videos on my channel, please let me know if I happen to have slept on any other state that has decided to pass this type of bill, okay? Because so far, the only state I see or have seen since last year, which 2019, to pass this bill is Oregon. Now, that's the reason I say, now, if you are a person familiar with my channel or happen to be one of my subscribers, please let me know if I've slept on any other state that has decided to, pass this bill punishing racist 911 callers. Please. You dig? Anyway, my good people, with that being said, like I just said or stated once before, just a reminder. The new Oregon bill pretty much would allow black people to sue folks who make frivolous 911 calls with racist intent. You dig what I'm saying? Notice what I just said. With racist intent, because that lets me know, that pretty much lets me know that when it comes to people calling 911 or just calling the police, period, on someone of color, you dig what I'm saying? That lets me know that these 911 callers, believe me, and I guarantee you, the reason I say 911 callers first off, because guess what? Think about it. I guarantee you it had to be a 911 caller or some 911 callers to bring this to light because of how many calls that they actually gotten from these white people that think, that they own the damn world, okay? Not all white people, because like I said, I always state on my videos before I speak on white people, I know all white people are not racist. I'm only talking about the ones that are, so let's get that understood. Anyway, that lets me know that these people have been tired of getting calls or pretty much gotten tired of getting calls from racist white people who make these 911 calls, like I said, with the racist intent. Because, I mean, think about it. They pretty much are getting sick of all these Karens that's continuing to, make these calls. I mean, first of all, no one owes any of you racist white supremacists any type of explanation if they do decide to move into a neighborhood that evidently you feel like they don't belong in, I guess for some odd reason, because you've always labeled yourself, to be above or a little bit higher than a person of color. Because the reason I say that is because, for a person, to do this when it comes to white supremacy to a person of color, that's pretty much what that lets me know or makes me think, that they actually feel like that they are pretty much better than you or supreme to you in some sense of their minds. Anyway, you dig what I'm saying? Anyway, my good people. Now, my good people, before I, decide to give you guys my final opinion on what I think of this whole, situation, just let me bring you guys up to speed, and give you guys like a quick rundown on how this came about. Now, like I was saying, Oregon lawmakers, they approved a bill aimed at preventing, or should I say, when it comes to racially motivated calls to police. They say that the bill, which would allow victims to sue if they've had the police called on them for discriminatory reasons. Excuse me for that. Yeah, for any type of discriminatory reasons, received an overwhelming approval, believe it or not, from the state Senate, passing on a 27-1 vote. Wow. Whoa. That's wild. June 4th. Okay? Oregon Public Broadcasting reported the House passed the legislation bill way back last year of April. Okay? Now, Representative, now I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Representative Janelle Bynum, like I said, she's like one of the bill's, chief sponsors, which is she's also Democratic, said that the measurement is meant to shine a spotlight, on an issue African Americans have known for far too long, okay? Now, when it comes to African Americans, like I said once before, if you are a person that's familiar with my videos, I don't like to use that term for the simple fact, every person of color that lives in America, like and myself as well as millions of others, are not African Americans. Okay, anyway, that's a whole, another topic, even though we do have ties to, African backgrounds, of course. But anyway, that's, like I said, that's a whole nother different topic. I just wanted to, get that understood. Anyway, this woman was saying, she was like, because when you get the cops called on you, just for existing out in public, it sends a clear message you don't belong. Bynum told the outlet, via email. And she also stated that we've, seen story after story, story after story where African Americans around the country have been targeted and had their rights violated. And I can most definitely agree with that. It is. Now, with that being said, my good people, the Associated Press reported that the bill is a joint measure by Bynum, the state house's sole black representative, and two other black lawmakers. The legislation comes in response to a string of publicized incidents where white people dialed police on black folks for largely, pretty much inconspicuous reasons, including barbecuing in the park and waiting for a friend at Starbucks. While the bill doesn't create criminal charges, it opens a pathway for people to sue the caller for up to $250 in damages, OPB reported. Victims must also be able to prove the caller had racist intent and that the police were called in an effort to purposefully discriminate. With that being said, Bynum also drafted the legislation after she found herself on the receiving end of such a call. The lawmaker was out canvassing door to door, in her bid for re-election last July when a woman reported her to police saying Bynum looked suspicious. Oh, wow. It was just bizarre, she told, the Oregon, I don't want to pronounce that wrong, but you know how they say, Texans and all that, or Oregonians, or whatever, how you pronounce it. Anyway, at the time, it boils down to people not knowing their neighbors. In other words, she was saying, like I was saying, it was just bizarre. She told, the Oregon, newspaper that is, at the time, it boils down to people not knowing their neighbors and people having a sense of fear in their neighborhoods, which is kind of my job to help eradicate. But as she said, at the end of the day, it is important for people to feel like they can talk to each other to help minimize misunderstandings. Bynum managed to get an apology from the woman, but realized there was no system in place to hold frivolous callers accountable. This creates a legal pathway to justice for those of us who have to worry about getting the cops called on us for existing in public, she said. I believe this bill will hopefully lead people to think carefully before calling the police. Leaders in Grand Rapids, Michigan voted on a proposed bias crime reporting prohibition measure in May. Arguing it could have a chilling effect on neighborhood watch programs and deter people from calling the police. It concerns me when we pass legislation that would stifle this group of folks protecting their neighborhood, Olsen said. Wow. Now, with all that being said, my people, I'm just gonna say this. I don't understand what took them so long to come out with this type of bill, first of all. And the reason I say that is, just look at all the people of color, mostly blacks, because, like I said, African American, I don't know what the hell that is, okay? Either you are black, Hispanic, Native, You know what I mean? Puerto Rican, Dominican Republic, or whatever you want to call it. You know, cause the reason I'm bringing this up is because there are many different ethnicities when it comes to people of color. Okay. Now, back to what I was saying. Now, I don't understand why it took them so long to, pass this bill, okay? Because look at all the people that have of color that have lost their lives, okay? Just because of people, particularly white, and I'm just talking about regular white people, because I know, I believe me, I got enough sense to know that all white people are not racist. I'm only talking about the white racist people, okay? When it comes to these, type of people, I'm gonna tell you how they think, and Lord Jamar couldn't have said it any better. That's why, if you are familiar with my videos, and a few of my recent videos that I've dropped, I had Lord Jamar, on a couple of them when, he made some really great points and quotes about how, these racist white people think every time they decide to call the police on a person of color, if you will. You dig what I'm saying? And he pretty much nailed it. Like he was saying, the majority of them think like, hey, if they call the cops on you just by you being a black person, or like I said, a person of color, 9 times out of 10, they are pretty much looking for that cop to pretty much know whether you're a criminal or you can be legit. Even though everybody knows if they label you, or they find out once they call the cops on a person of color or whatever, if they once get there and find out that you are on some criminal type shit, I'm sure you already know, it's gonna be even worse. The encounter is gonna be even worse. But what makes this point I'm talking about even more worse is you can be that person of color that's legit and get the police called on you by this type of racist white person, and still 9 times out of 10 are going to end up having the same type of altercations, or should I say experience, just like if you were a damn criminal. You dig what I'm saying, my people? Think about what I'm saying. And that's how these people look at this type of thing when they decide to call the cops on a person of color, just over the smallest bullshit, if you will. Excuse or pardon my French, my good people, but that's just how I look at these type of things, okay? Now, with that being said, like I said, 9 times out of 10, when a racist white person calls the cops on a person of color, they're pretty much looking for that person's demise, or pretty much looking for that person to pretty much, not only, the demise also could mean, losing your life as well, you dig? Or them just having a real horrible, shitty encounter with the cops just because of the color of their skin. That's how these people look at these type of things. That's why, hey, I take my hat off to Oregon, and I'm just on the lookout. Like I said, if you're watching this video, okay, and you catch that I'm missing something when it comes to other states, pretty much okaying this bill, please let me know if I slept on any of it. Because right now, Oregon is like the only state that I know that's pretty much, pretty much added it into, one of their state bills as being pretty much official right now. You dig what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you're, one of my subscribers or just can be a viewer that happens to know about any of this when it comes to this topic that I am speaking on, okay? And if you know that I'm sleeping on any other states that's also passed this bill, please let me know, because so far, like I said, Oregon is like the only state that I see that has passed this bill, okay? And the reason I keep repeating myself, my people, whenever I continue to say, if anybody who's watching this video knows something that I don't when it comes to other states passing this bill, please let me know. Like I said, and the reason why, one more time for your mind, why I keep repeating this is because if I find out that it's in my state, oh, I'm gonna take full advantage of that type of law, for the simple fact that'll give me a chance to give these type of people a dose of their own damn medicine. Every time they want to stereotype me or any type of other person of my kind, which would be a person of color. You dig what I'm saying? That's why, one of the main reasons why I would use this to my full advantage. I will most definitely give them a dose of their own medicine, like I said, because they are always been super fucking quick, okay, to call the cops on people like myself. We'll see what a lot of these, white supremacists, fail to realize is, okay, don't get it twisted. Mainstream media got you guys pretty much brainwashed, okay? And the reason I say that is because don't get it twisted, okay? If you are a racist white person, every person of color is not a damn criminal, okay? Let's get this understood, because it seems like that's what most of you type of people portray us to be, which is one of the main reasons why people like you are racist. But I'm just here to tell you, to give you type of people a damn wake-up call. All people of color, black people, whatever you want to call it, are not criminals, okay? And what I mean by that is a lot of black people that you feel like are criminals, believe it or not, are also law-abiding citizens, okay? In other words, you have your share of civilized black people as well. And you also have your other share of criminal as black people, okay? But one thing that you type of people fail to understand is we cannot, we can't, how can I put this? A lot of times we cannot control all of the criminals of our ethnicity, okay? Please understand that. And it's the same with you guys' ethnicity, so please stop being hypocrites, okay? And that's one of the problems that I have with Candace Owens, because that's exactly what type of person she is. You dig? But that's, like I said, that's a whole different topic, and I'm gonna leave that at that. But anyway, my good people, the main point I'm trying to make is this: do your research and let me know if I'm missing something. And the reason I say that is, if you happen to find out that they actually have passed this bill in your state as well, make sure you guys take advantage of it, especially if you are, like I said, one of should I say, a person of color who happens to not be a damn criminal and happens to be a law-abiding citizen. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, my good people, with that being said, I just wanted to thank everybody who decided to stop and rock with that boy they call Lamont, Datway, Jones, this way, you dig? And with that being said, my good people, if you feel like you have learned or happen to have gained any type of knowledge from this video, as well as the other videos that I do when it comes to my commentary, please make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You dig? Anyway, my good people, with that being said, till next time, my good people, peace. Peace out.